Urgent. Breaking news just dropped. Counsell has just made a huge move involving one of the most important pieces of the roster. A decision that could change everything over the next few games. I'm going to tell you all about it, but first, make sure you leave a like, because this is where you can keep up with everything happening with the boys in blue. When the Cubs need stability, confidence, and an arm capable of controlling a game from start to finish more than ever, the manager has made a decision that could completely change the course of the series against the Seattle Mariners. David Peterson is back in the starting rotation. And we're not talking about a simple change of role. Peterson had been moved to the bullpen, but now he is returning to the starting role at a time of enormous pressure for Chicago. The left-hander is once again ready to take responsibility on the mound, and his next assignment is already set. Peterson will start this Saturday. For Cubs fans, there is one detail about this news that is impossible to ignore. Peterson's recent numbers are absolutely eye-catching. Over his last 7 games, the pitcher has posted a remarkable 2.06 ERA, along with a 1.229 WHIP. Even more impressive is the direct impact he has had on the team's results. The Cubs have won 6 of the 7 games in which Peterson has taken the mound during this stretch. In other words, when he steps onto the field, Chicago isn't simply getting a pitcher. The Cubs are getting a player riding a wave of confidence and results that could prove crucial at this decisive point of the season. Over a long season, managers have to make adjustments constantly. A player can change roles, a pitcher can be used out of the bullpen, a rotation can be reshaped, and when circumstances change, the plan has to change with them. But putting Peterson back into the starting rotation shows that the coaching staff sees something in him that could be extremely valuable right now. Confidence, consistency, and the ability to deliver important innings. The question now starting to take over the fan base is simple. Could Peterson be the missing piece needed to stabilize the Cubs' rotation at this crucial moment? Because the timing of this decision could not be more important. Chicago is entering a stretch where every win carries enormous weight. There is no room left to waste opportunities. Every series can change the postseason race, and every game takes on a completely different level of importance as the calendar gets tighter. That's the stage where Peterson is stepping back into the spotlight. And the opponent certainly won't make things easy. On the other side will be the Seattle Mariners, a team capable of turning almost any mistake into an immediate threat. Against an opponent of this caliber, a starter has to come out locked in, attack the strike zone, avoid putting unnecessary runners on base, and most importantly, prevent the game from getting out of control in the early innings. And that's where Peterson's recent numbers give Cubs fans reason for optimism. A 2.06 ERA over his last 7 appearances doesn't happen by accident. That kind of performance shows a pitcher going through a period of tremendous confidence and demonstrating an ability to limit opposing offenses. And when a team is fighting for important positions in the standings, finding a pitcher in this kind of form can make all the difference. But now, there is a new responsibility. Peterson isn't simply returning to continue a good run. He is returning to the rotation for a game where the pressure will be significantly higher. The bullpen could be crucial. The defense will have to respond. The offense will need to produce. But the first major objective will be giving Peterson the opportunity to work comfortably from the very first pitch. If he can replicate the level he has shown recently, the Cubs could gain something extremely valuable. A reliable presence at the beginning of the game. And that could create a domino effect throughout the entire roster. A strong performance from Peterson could reduce the pressure on the bullpen, allow the team's key arms to be preserved, and give the offense a better opportunity to play with a lead. In a season where small margins can determine a team's fate, that kind of impact cannot be underestimated. But there is another factor that makes this news even more interesting. Peterson has already shown that he can be useful outside the rotation. His stint in the bullpen could have been viewed as a strategic adjustment designed to take advantage of his abilities in different situations. Now, by moving him back into the starting group, Counsell is showing that the situation has changed. Maybe the coaching staff realized that Peterson is simply pitching too well to remain limited to a secondary role. Maybe Chicago simply needs more stability in the rotation. Or maybe Counsell believes the left-hander can deliver exactly what the Cubs need to get through this crucial stretch. Whatever the explanation may be, one thing is certain. David Peterson is once again one of the biggest stories surrounding the Cubs. Now, Cubs fans need to keep their eyes on every single inning. Because if Peterson can turn his recent numbers into another dominant performance, Counsell's decision could end up being remembered as one of the most important moves of this late-season stretch. And there is an even bigger reason for Cubs fans to be excited. The Cubs want to remain perfect on the West Coast and strengthen their position in the wild card race. To achieve that goal, simply winning isn't enough. Chicago needs players who can step up when the pressure gets higher. Peterson is getting exactly that opportunity. This Saturday, all eyes will be on the mound. The left-hander who had been moved to the bullpen is back in the rotation. The man who has posted a 2.06 ERA over his last 7 games is getting the ball again. And now there is one question that only the game itself can answer. Is David Peterson about to become one of the most important weapons in the Chicago Cubs rotation once again? Because one thing has officially changed. Peterson is back in the rotation, and the Cubs are betting on him at precisely the moment when every victory is worth its weight in gold. If he continues pitching the way he has over his last 7 games, Seattle could have a huge problem on its hands. And now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Craig Counsell's decision to put David Peterson back into the starting rotation? Yes or no? Yes or no? Leave your answer in the comments below and tell me why you feel that way. I love hearing what Cubs fans think. And if you want to stay one step ahead of the biggest Cubs news and updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel.